Welcome to phase one, self audit. This is switching on the CCTV. Before you build anything, you need the ground to stand on. From this point forward, you live under your own constant supervision. So if you're like living on this planet Earth and you're like every other human being, like a normal human, you've probably been in a school system, you've probably been at a job, you've done different things, you had to be the yes man to somebody, you had to give the salute to somebody, you had to do something for somebody, and you have had a teacher on your head, or you have had a supervisor, a manager, somebody to respond to, somebody that's looking at you. And honestly, this starts from the get-go, doesn't it? Like, you're born and you have supervisors, and those supervisors are usually your parents from the beginning. So we've always had supervision on us. We've always had somebody looking at us. Even if you are a business owner, you still have some sort of a supervisor, because let's say you're a business owner, you deliver product and service to somebody. The customer is technically your supervisor in a way, because they supervise the quality of your product at the end. They give you like, oh, I'm satisfied, I'm not satisfied, whatever the case may be. We always have supervision going on in this life. And what you want to do is become the supervisor yourself. In order to take control of your life, you have to start supervising your life. You have to start becoming your own manager. And that's how you can take control of your life, by managing yourself. So let's get into phase one, the self audit. The foundation. Why this phase matters. Here's the ground truth. You have to know your position. You need to know where you are right now. Like, exactly where you are. Imagine a GPS, and the GPS is a kilometer off. Like, the reading it's giving is 1 kilometer off. How much uncertainty does that put into your whole calculation? Like, now you have to figure out where you're going, you have to figure out where you are, and it's not exactly precise. So you kind of know where you are, but you don't really know where you are, and you still have to figure things out, because you still have to kind of experiment. And because there's a radius of 1 kilometer, there's an error. That makes things a little bit tricky. So if you don't know where you are, it doesn't matter where you're going. You'll never get there, because you just won't. You just don't have the correct coordination. You just don't have the correct directions. You just don't have your correct location. So this is your starting point. And this is why this is so important. The deeper you can build this foundation, the less margin of error you're going to have. So imagine you start off right now and your GPS is 1 kilometer off from your actual location right now. And some people, it might be 100 kilometers off. Everybody starts at a different place. And that's why this is going to be so unique for everybody, and where you begin. But the whole point of phase one is to narrow this 1 kilometer error to as close to zero as possible. Like, when you turn on your GPS, you know that whatever the GPS is telling you, it's exact, because the satellites are exactly reading your location. So in the same fashion, you want to really calibrate your satellite, you want to really calibrate your CCTV, you want to calibrate just this supervision such that it is so precise. And the way to do that is to become highly aware of what you're doing and what you're up to, and just putting that CCTV on you. We'll go into this deeper as we go on with this module here. And so this is your starting point, and you have to know where you are. That's why this phase is very important. And you will be coming back to this phase, or actually, you will be in phase one always. You will always be in phase one. You will never not be in phase one. I need you to know that, because life is constantly changing. You are constantly changing, and your location is constantly changing, your position is constantly changing, and you have to constantly keep adapting and recalibrating your satellite, your CCTV, your supervision to what is right here, right now, present for you. All right? Number two here, observation mode. You have to see everything. And just like the GPS, it's, let's say you're at the club at night or something, or you're in some shady area, or you're in the middle of the jungle or the forest, or you're in the city or wherever you are. When you pull up the GPS and it's tracked your location, like, hey, this is where you are, it's not questioning you. It's not saying, oh my God, why are you there? Why are you? It's not like, your spouse or your parents or somebody has a tracker on you and they're tracking you and they're looking at you and like, oh my God, what's he doing there? Like, he's cheating. Oh, no, it's not that case. This is you supervising you. So you're not here to judge yourself. All right. You're here to observe yourself, because that's what we want. We just want a clear analysis, a clear picture of exactly where you are right here, right now. Because then we can start mapping out the direction turn by turn as to what directions you need to take to go where you want to go. All right. So to see everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. What gets tracked gets changed. You don't want to just track the bad stuff that you do and the ugly stuff. No, we're not here to shame you, all right? You want all the stuff, everything. What's the good things about you? What's the bad things about you? Everything, without judgment, just like there's a CCTV and you're just being recorded 24/7. And then you can always look back and watch your own TV and see what happened. What did you do? What was this? What was that? When did you do that? When did you do this? Why did you do that? Why did you do this? Like, it's a CCTV, no judgment. You are your own manager. You are your own supervisor. And now you are the boss of your own life. You are the CEO. All right, foundation layer. Everything starts from here. All right, this is the foundation. Without this, nothing else will stick. You can go into all the business strategies. You can go into, becoming the next famous pop singer or a writer or an astronaut or whatever it may be. You can go into all these things, whatever your calling is in this lifetime. But none of it will work if you do not have phase one, the CCTV on you constantly. Every success you'll ever have begins with radical self-awareness. This is the beauty of life. This is actually the lesson of life. It's just a game of self-awareness. The entire game of life is just awareness. How conscious are you of each and every moment, of each and every breath that you breathe? Consciousness is the name of the game. Increase your consciousness, and that just increases your life experience. You can truly shape your life, create your life exactly the way you want it. But the only way to do that, the key to do that, is consciousness, self-awareness, extreme, radical self-awareness. You have to build this muscle. It is a muscle, and if you are a bit lower on the self-awareness spectrum, it's all right. It is all right, because it can be trained. It is being trained. You're always training it, whether you know it or not. So start training it more consciously, and with time you will grow the muscle. You'll get better at it. You'll get sharper at it. It will become easier. It will become more comfortable. But in the beginning, it's a bit tough. It's a bit challenging. It's like, it's so new. It opens your mind up so much. And it never really changes, honestly. Like, self-awareness just leads to further self-awareness, which leads to more self-awareness, which leads to more truth and more growth and more lessons. And it's a never-ending process. And this is why we are here to learn in life, through self-awareness. Self-awareness is basically the lens through which we see reality and learn and enjoy the experience of life. All right, so now that we have the foundation set and why this phase is important, this is going to become basically your life system, the awareness. You will constantly be in this mode and it will never change. You will always have to be self aware. It is the utmost important thing you can do for yourself in this lifetime. All right. So the mindset shift required here is you have to go from judgment mode to observer mode. Okay. So the old way of going about things is living unconsciously and asleep. So we have automatic patterns. Everybody has automatic patterns. These days, the easiest one is, wake up. What's the first thing everybody's doing? You're using your phone. You're on Instagram, you're checking your messages, you're checking your email, maybe you're checking the news, you're checking your favorite sports team, whatever it is. You're doing these things and they're automatic patterns. This is what you call living unconsciously. You're basically sleeping through life, and that is not the best thing you can do for yourself. If you're doing that right now, it's okay. It's all right. And everybody does. Even I do. I fall asleep sometimes. And I'm just going into unconscious mode. And that's where you have to wake up. Boop, wake up. See that you're being unconscious and become conscious again. And in so doing, you train that muscle of self-awareness, the muscle of consciousness. All right? So these atomic patterns are like repeating the same habits every day and wondering why nothing changes. I think it was Albert Einstein who said this, something along the lines of, it's crazy to keep doing the same thing and expect different results. I'm not sure who said this and whatever, but that quote really makes sense here. And living in autopilot mode without awareness is truly just it's a sin, I believe. It's like the devil's work. It's it's sad because you forget that you are God in your own reality. You are the conscious creator of your own reality. But when you fall asleep through life, when you're sleeping through life, you lose that power. You give up that control. And most people I know, and actually everybody, humans just love control. The ego loves control. So in a way, soothe your ego right now by letting it know that, hey, by becoming so self-aware, obviously when you become really self-aware, the ego slowly has to start dying. It just dies because there's no place for ego when there's awareness. But soothe your ego right now, letting it know that, hey, by becoming more aware, I'm going to be in far more control of my life. And that's what the ego wants anyways, more control. Another old way is judgment-based. So we go through life focused on guilt, shame, and self-criticism. We create this negative emotional loop that prevents actual change from happening. And I'm sure you can think of so many examples in your life right here, right now. I certainly did this a lot in my younger days. And it doesn't help. It helps nobody. It's like before anybody else can beat you down, and the world is already out to get you sometimes. The world can be tough. Things can be tough. You're competing with so many other people. Like there's just so much happening, and the world is already so difficult for so many people. And what people do is they guilt themselves internally. They shame themselves internally. Oh, you couldn't even do this. Oh, you couldn't even do that. Oh, you weak, you this, you that. And you kill yourself from the inside out. Like you literally just shoot yourself in the foot every time you focus on guilt, shame, self-criticism, or insert any negative low vibration emotions. You're basically just shooting yourself in the foot. You're going deeper and deeper into lower awareness levels, and then you're going deeper and deeper into just creating a miserable life, because guilt, shame, and self-criticism only creates more pain for you. And we'll go more deeper into this when we get to the advanced concepts and how that happens and how to change that. But this is the old way of living, and you no longer want to be doing this. You have to shift into insane levels of consciousness. You have to make that shift. So what's the new way? That's the conscious observation mode. So you witness everything. You see the good, you see the bad, you see the ugly, you see the beautiful. You become your own supervisor, and you witness yourself with complete clarity. All right? So if you are somebody that is, you know, maybe you spend a lot of money, and then at the end of the month you're in debt, or you're struggling with yourself, don't guilt yourself, don't shame yourself. Just look at it and say, okay, that's a pattern of mine. That's what I do. If you're fat but you still can't stop eating ice cream, don't shame yourself for being fat, and don't shame yourself for eating the ice cream. Enjoy the ice cream while you can, because now you're becoming self-aware. Be aware and eat your ice cream, and just be happy with it. It's okay. The thing here is, you just want to be a conscious observer. You just want to, like reading a book, like watching a movie. You're just watching the movie. Whatever's happening in the movie, you're just like watching the show, watching the TV show, watching the play, watching the movie. And that's it. You're just enjoying it. Start doing that with your own life. Make your life like a book, like a story, and you're just reading it. You're just watching it. You're just observing it. And that is it. There is no caveat to this. You are just observing, full stop. No buts, no ands, no ifs, no when, no what, nothing. Just witness everything. That is it. Full stop. All right? And this is awareness based. You can't change what you can't see. So observation without judgment creates space for like genuine transformation to occur. Because once you can observe something, once you can love yourself for, hey, I'm so skinny, and I'm so skinny because I don't eat enough. Look at my day. I have eaten maybe once today, and I've eaten very little bit. Or when I eat, I'm eating chips and I'm eating all this processed food, and it's not really nutritious, so my body is just in general a little bit skinny. Or when you're in your workplace, or you're in school, or you're trying to excel in your field and it's not really working for you right now, and you realize, man, every time I am going there and I'm doing this, I keep thinking, I'm a failure, I'm a failure, I'm a failure. And you see your results in life and you're like, man, I'm not really getting the results I want. But because you're in this awareness base, you can look at yourself and love yourself for thinking that you're a failure. It's okay. You think that you're a failure. It's okay. Love that part of you. It's okay. So this whole phase is about being an observer and not a judge. You're just observing, just like you're a parent and you're looking at your child. The child is playing and you're just watching him. You're not judging him or telling him what to do, or you're just watching him play. You're just letting him be. That's what this whole phase is about. And this is why you will always be in this phase. You will never shut this CCTV off, ever. Because when you do shut it off, then you go back to the old way, the living unconsciously way, and you're asleep through life, and nothing is going to change. You're just going to keep repeating the same loops, the same patterns that are causing your misery and pain and suffering and discomfort, and you're just not happy with where you are. So from this point on forward, turn on your CCTV, send out your satellite into space, put that camera on you, and have it on always. If you're awake for 24 hours, have the CCTV on for 24 hours. All right? So what do we track? And this is going to be a complete life observation thing. There are many things you can track, and maybe I might have missed some here, which you can think of, and you can add those. But there are two different little caveats to things to track. One is an internal state, things that are happening within you, inside you, and the other is the external behaviors, things that are outside of you that you do or are happening in the world, or just people around you, stuff like that. And what are these internal states? These are your thoughts. They could be positive, they could be negative, they could be neutral, they could be, whatever you're thinking. You have to observe that. What are you thinking? Exactly what are those thoughts? Your emotions. What emotions are you feeling? Are they intense? And when do you feel these emotions? Why are you feeling these emotions? This is what you're observing. But you can't observe these things before you put the CCTV on you. When you put that CCTV on you, you have a record of everything that's going on internally and externally. Then the change truly starts to begin, because now we can start really finding out, backtracking like a detective. Like, okay, where did he take this step? Why did he take that step? What was the motive? What was this? What was that? And then we can really piece the puzzle pieces together and really create a system that changes your life and transforms you as a human being from the inside out. All right, other things like on the internal states are like energy levels. Normally people after lunch are going to have a dip in energy because they just have a carb bomb, or the meal just makes you sleepy, stuff like that. You want to see what your energy levels are throughout the day, and this is an internal thing because your energy is internal and we all have finite energy. Desires and goals. Everybody has desires, everybody has goals that pop up inside, like, oh, I want that ice cream, oh, I want that Lamborghini when the Lamborghini passes by, or oh man, I wish I had children. Oh, everybody has some desire, some goal popping up all the time throughout the day and throughout the week and month and life. It is what it is. You want to catch these. What are these goals? What are these desires? Like, what's going on here? And you might have spiritual practices, you might have inner work sessions, you might be doing shadow work, you might be doing whatever you're doing internally is basically the internal state that gets observed and that gets captured. Captured like a camera capturing you, like a video capturing the internal state. External behaviors are like habits, the obvious and the subtle ones. Big habits, small habits, like how you brush your teeth might be a small habit, and a big habit might be, you doing some drugs or something. That could be a big habit that you do. That's an obvious pattern there. Your food, your meal, your drink, your body maintenance, all these things. Your media consumption, your YouTube, your Instagram, your TikToks, how many hours you're spending on this, what kind of stuff you're watching, and money patterns, money spent, money in, money out, like what's happening with your money situation. Everything. People interactions and environmental effects. Like environment effects being, when you're around people, how do you feel? What kind of people are you around? What kind of society are you around? There's just so many factors, so many behaviors. And this is where this all begins. So this is a very big picture of the internal states and external states. Now let's get deeper into it. All right. So we want to have a detailed tracking framework. So these are the first few categories, and the most potent of these categories is your thoughts, because your thoughts literally create your reality. Whatever you think constantly is whatever your reality is going to be. So you want to be prioritizing observing your thoughts. You want to be prioritizing tracking your thoughts. This is number one key. So your thoughts could be positive, they could be negative, they could be neutral. And if I look back at my life, I certainly know that in my younger days, in my teenage days, high school days, I had more negative thoughts. Like it was to the point where I did not even know what a positive thought is until I became conscious around age 14, 15, and I had to start thinking positive. Like I still remember the first day I began consciously just putting one little tiny positive thought into my mind. And in that moment I felt so uplifted. I remember feeling like, whoa, like I can have positive thoughts. Like I can think a positive thing about myself, about my life. Because in that moment, at that time, all I knew was negativity. All I knew was darkness. All I knew was suffering and pain. I didn't know anything else. And that became so normal to me that I thought that's how everybody is. I thought negative thoughts are just the way things are. You're just negative all the time. You're just depressed and anxious all the time. That's not the case. You can have positive thoughts, you can have negative thoughts, you can have neutral thoughts. And as this observer, now that you have become this observer and this conscious creator, you want to just observe all your thoughts, track them down throughout the day. What are these thoughts? Are they positive? Are they negative? Are they neutral? And just observe them. There's no judgment here, there is no criticism here. It's just an observation. And it doesn't matter if all your thoughts are negative right now. That's great. Now you have that information. Now that you know that it's all negative. Great. That's a starting point from where you can start beginning change. And if you have some negative, some neutral, some positive, great. Now you know your starting point. And if you have all positive, great, because now you know your starting point. And if you're all positive and you think, oh man, this is great, I don't need to do anything here because this is great. Nah, dude, if you're all positive, oh man, that makes me so happy, because how much better can your life get? Think about that. If you have such positive thoughts already, how much better can we make them once we realize what these positive thoughts are, and then we crank the volume dial on it. We 10x these positivity. We 100x the positivity. And it just becomes even more positive. Your life gets even better. Dude, that's the place I want everybody to get to, where it's, you just, wherever you are, we just upgrade you from there. There is no, you've reached the end point. There is always more beauty to life. And you can have it all. Alright? So examples of thoughts, like I'm not good enough. This is a very common one I had. Or an example of a positive thought could be, oh yeah, I just crushed this workout. I am the best. That could be a positive thought, So you want to catch everything, and you don't want to filter anything. Don't filter it. Just be a raw observer. Don't try and change it yet. Don't try and do anything with it. Don't try and manipulate your thoughts yet. Just see what you're doing right now. See what these thoughts are. And that's a victory. Alright? Every time you catch a thought and you can note it down, observe it, you can kind of remember this is my thinking right now. That's a win. You have won already. Next, emotions. So all feelings with intensity. That's what you want to track. What are you feeling? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling scared? Are you feeling anxious, depressed? Google these emotions. There's so many emotions that a human feels in a day, and you just want to track that. You just want to observe that. What are my emotions? What am I feeling constantly? What are my natural mode of emotions? And when you start observing these, you're really gonna come to conclusions and patterns where you're gonna see oh man, I'm really sad all the time, or I'm really scared all the time, or I'm really happy all the time. You're going to come to these realizations once you start tracking these consciously. Shame, fear, joy, gratitude, these are just a few examples of emotions. And you don't want to just track the emotion, you also want to track the intensity. So however you want to track that, I felt anxiety at a huge level. This is me personally. I used to feel that way, where I just had a lot of anxiety all the time, and I thought that was normal. And to me, I was always anxious, and then there were times where I was highly anxious. So when you can really see this anxiety from an intensity lens, if all you know is anxiety, and sometimes you're calm right now, and you might think, okay, my anxiety is a little less, maybe a 1 out of 10 on an intensity scale. Other times it's 9 out of 10, 12 out of 10. You start noticing this, and you start then becoming more aware, more conscious of, this is my state. This is This is just where I am. Again, we are just in phase one, figuring out where exactly you are. The more detail you can get into, the less error on the GPS there is as to where your current location is. And the more precise we can be with your current location, the better we can create the system and the roadmap and the step-by-step direction towards the direction you want your life to go into. Other things like habits. There's obvious habits and there's subtle habits, scrolling, your posture, how you sit, how you walk, how you talk. You make sound when you eat or you don't make sound. When you sneeze, how do you sneeze? When you cough, like anything and everything. How you walk, what kind of clothes you wear, everything. Like what do you eat on a day-to-day basis even? Like it's just patterns. If you notice it, you want to track it, you want to write it down. Again, no judgment, do not judge yourself. Just be an observer of your life. No judgments, no judgments, no judgments, okay? So you want to track your habits. Your energy, you want to track this in either an hourly fashion, a day-to-day fashion, every 3 hours, every meal time. Like you decide how you want to track yourself, but start tracking these things. Like when do I feel most alive? When do I feel more powerful? When do I feel more energetic? Maybe after playing sports with your friends, you feel really alive and you feel strong and you feel powerful, you feel energetic. Great. Observe it, write it down, note it so that you don't forget later. Just have an idea of what's going on. Where are your high energy levels? Where are your low energy levels? What's going on? Note down what influenced this. What were you doing when this energy level was this, and what was happening when your energy level was like that. Like just track everything. So the only rule here is if you notice it, write it down, track it. Whatever means you want to track it. Make a voice note. Write it on your notes app on your iPhone or something, or write it on a book. Have a little mini journal with you everywhere you go. Use a pen and paper. Whatever the means is, it doesn't matter. Tell a friend, tell a brother, tell a sister, and have them be that person that tracks it, and ask them later, like, what did I tell you the other day? Like that kind of thing. It doesn't matter how you do this. What matters is you do this. So even if it feels tiny or it feels stupid, doesn't matter. Just track it. Just write it down. All right. The more granular you can get, the better. Just like that GPS analogy, the more detailed you can become, the more precise the satellite has on your location. And then it can give you the more correct directions as to what your best next step is. There's a big difference. There's a thing with airplanes. Did you know that if an aeroplane, let's say it's going from Hong Kong to, let's say, the US or something, if you just shifted the direction of that plane by like a centimeter or like even a meter, by the time it's like the direction of that plane completely changes. This is why the airplane system is so good. It's even better than, it's safer to be on a plane than be in a car on the road, because the plane system and the operations that the aviation industry has is so precise. They have to be, because even a centimeter change, a difference in a centimeter creates such a huge change that you might be going to America in the beginning point, but just by a 1 centimeter difference in direction, you end up in Egypt or something. You end up in a completely different place, because the location, that little 1 centimeter difference made the difference. It completely changed the trajectory of where the plane ends up with a larger distance given to it. So the more granular you can get, the better. All right, more categories, which is time. Where is your time going? Are you playing video games? And if you are, again, no judgment. Just observe. Are you watching a lot of porn? Again, no judgment. Just observe. Are you Hanging out with friends all day. No judgment, just observe. Are you working like a madman all day? No judgments, just observe. Are you scrolling social media all day? No judgments, just observe. And while you're at it, enjoy it. If you're watching social media all day, great. Just at least know and be aware that you're watching social media. That's it. That's all you have to do. There's nothing else to it. Enjoy your social media all day. Enjoy doing nothing all day. But be conscious of it. Be aware of it. That, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. And that's okay. Note it down. Just track it. All right? Just be honest about where your time is going. Next category, your food and your body. What are your meals looking like? When are you eating? What are you eating? What are your workouts? What is your sleeping cycle? What's your sleeping pattern? What is all this stuff? Just observe. Are you eating snacks a lot? Are you eating more nutritious food? Are you eating McDonald's and Burger King and McCafe and Starbucks? Or are you home cooking your meals? Are you getting ready for sleep at night? Are you not able to fall asleep? Are you really excited to go to sleep at night? Are you taking naps in the day? Are you not taking naps in the day? Like, whatever that may be, track it. Track everything. Track the length and track the quality of your food, of your meals, of your sleep, of your workouts. Just track everything. As much detail as you possibly can think of in that moment, just track it. Just observe it. Just remember it. Just realize it. All right? Your media input, this is obvious, right? Your consumption and how it's affecting your mood. When you're watching TikTok and it's 4 hours has passed and now you're feeling a little bit shitty. You're not feeling too good because you feel like, oh man, what did I do all day? Observe it. Just observe it. Or maybe you're listening to music and you're feeling really good. I know when I listen to like Karan Aujla or something, I feel great. I love it. Track it. Track it. We want to track everything. This is not just if this is something negative or if this is something bad and I'm gonna track that. No, this is not about that. This is just literally being an observer. You are genuinely just putting a CCTV on your life and you're recording every single thing. Nothing is escaping the CCTV. And the stronger you can make your CCTV, the better your life is gonna get. Right? So how does all these things affect your mood? Whatever it is that your media input that you're doing, how is it affecting your state? How is it affecting your mood? You just want to track all these things. Money. What's your expense like? What's your profit like? What's your income coming in? What's your expenses going out? Or if you're in business, then what's your profit? What's your loss? Or if you are a student or a parent, where's your money going? Where is the money going? And where is the money coming from? Are you getting allowance from your parents? Are you working a job? Are you doing, whatever job you're doing, and that's where the money is? And whatever it is you want to track. Again, small details matter. You just want to be an observer. If you are spending money on chocolate every day, great. At least now you know that you're spending money on chocolate every day. You can continue to spend money on chocolate every day. There is no shame. There is no guilt to this. It's okay. It's okay. All right? So this becomes a lens of truth that records shadows you've been hiding and also bright spots that you've forgotten and micro behaviors that are holding you back. This is powerful stuff. This is literally powerful stuff. I could have nothing else and just phase one. And literally phase one could be something you will be doing for the rest of your life because it is something that does not stop. Your life is constantly just an awareness game, just what you're doing, what you're not doing, and you just want to be very conscious about phase one because phase one will become the absolute deepest foundation, the deepest roots of your life. This is where everything begins, and this is where everything ends, actually. Because let's say you are fat and you are eating, I don't know, 10 boxes of ice cream still. And you are aware of it. You are conscious of it. You have observed it, you noticed it, and you wrote it down. And now you know that, hey, I eat 10 boxes of ice cream every single day. Great. Keep doing it. Congratulations. You eat 10 boxes of ice cream every single day. You are the god of your own life. You are the hero of your own life. And if you want to eat 10 boxes of ice cream every single day, more power to you. But hey, now you have come to a point where you realize, man, I'm really getting fat. I don't want to get fat. It doesn't feel good. I want to change this. Great. Now you're aware of that thought. You're aware of that desire. Now you can change that. And it just starts from observation. You have the power to do something about it or to not do anything about it. But you have to begin by observing. Observation is the beginning and it is the end. There is nothing outside of this. And so phase 1 becomes a critical system of your life. Without this, nothing matters. Okay? No shame, no guilt, just observe. Observe, observe, observe. The final categories that we have are people, environment, and alignment. Like, these are critical actually. People and places are extremely critical to your quality of life. If you are surrounded by 5 people all the time that are constantly, doing negative things, or maybe you're around gangsters all the time, or you're around people that are doing drugs all the time, you're gonna be that 6th person that's doing all that stuff too, because that's going to become your normal thing. You're just gonna think, hey, doesn't everybody do this? Because that's all you see, that's all you know. So, and the places you go to, if you're, if you're in the library all the time, for example, let's make it a good example. If you're in the library all the time and you're around other intellectuals, you're probably gonna become an intellectual too. It's just natural. You're just gonna become smart and book smart, and you're gonna read more books and stuff because you're just in that place where reading is promoted, learning is promoted, right? So track who you spoke to and the time you spent with them. Note if they energized you or drained you, and observe how your environment affects your state. So you want to do this. You just want to be a conscious observer of all these different categories that we're going through right now. Self-alignment, desires and goals. What you wanted to do versus what you actually did. Note the alignment or the disconnect between intentions and actions throughout your day. You might have a desire, like, for example, for me, right now, I have the goal of recording this recording in front of you. And if I have this goal, but then I go and play on my Nintendo Switch or my PS5, that's an observation. It's like, hey, I had this goal of doing this work where I had to make this recording, and I wanted to do it because I have a desire of helping people and changing people's lives. But instead, I ended up playing video games, and that's what I did. It's okay. It's okay that you did that. But you just have to observe. Like, hey, my goal was to do this. Instead, I did this. That's it. There's nothing and if, but, no, nothing. Just that. That was the goal, but that's what I did. That's it. And you'll realize, like, when you're doing this process, you'll already start to realize, like, I'm doing this, I want to do that. Let me just not play the video game next time. Let me just actually do this thing, and let me maybe play the video game after I record the video, after I do that thing that I wanted to do. You automatically will start making changes. Like, I haven't even taught you the advanced techniques and strategies and principles yet, but you automatically will start gaining consciousness and awareness, and you will automatically start making these changes. And this is why phase 1 is so powerful. Like, I don't even have to teach you anything outside of this. You will automatically, intuitively just know a little more about yourself, and you will start nudging in the correct directions by yourself, whatever that direction may be. There is, again, no correct direction. There's no one size fits all. Whatever direction you choose to take is the correct direction. And then finally, small details, unconscious habits. Like I was at my grandparents' place, and I've had this pattern for a long time where when I walk, I drag my feet. So when I'm walking, you can hear my slippers like you can hear my slippers doing that. And my granddad was like, "Hey, don't make that sound. Like, lift your feet up." And he observed me basically. He made an observation of me, and he told me. And what did I do in that moment? I didn't get angry or flustered or frustrated at him like, "Hey, why are you telling me to do that, bro?" Like, no. Instead, I thanked him. I was like, thank you so much. Because that was something I was not aware of. That was something that I missed. And when he told me that, I'm like, let me think about that. Do I like that? Do I like that people see me as somebody that drags his feet? And what kind of a person drags his feet? Somebody who's maybe lazy or maybe weak, who doesn't have the energy to lift his foot up. And so immediately I was like, oh shit, I gotta wake up. I gotta become conscious of this. And so I actively start walking differently. Just from that awareness. Just from being aware of it. And for that, I had to thank my granddad, because he made me aware of it. And I told him, hey, if again you catch me doing that, if you catch me dragging my feet again, please remind me again. Please tell me that I'm doing that, so that I can again change my behavior. Because it's just so unconscious at that point that I am just doing it without thinking about it. Like when you wake up, most people brush with their right hand. That's an unconscious pattern. What if you tomorrow start brushing with your left hand? Why don't you do that? Just because you've been doing it with your right hand the whole time, right? So it's these things that you just want to be conscious about. And these are just such small details that if somebody's reflecting it on you, like, take it in and also let that be an observation for yourself. Just allow that information in. No judgment. Just thank them and thank yourself for accepting this information, accepting this awareness. And then it's up to you. You want to keep dragging your feet like I didn't want to. So I'm actively doing things to change it. But if you are okay with that behavior, great. At least now you know that that is a behavior you have. And that's just part of your arsenal. That's just part of your repertoire. That's just who you are. That's just who you want to be. Great. No shame, no guilt. It is what it is. Great. But awareness is key. All right, so unconscious habits, dragging feet while walking, making noise when eating, hitting the spoon on the plate, zoning out. These are just my personal ones I wrote out. Like, I genuinely did these, and I am actively working on changing these things day by day, breath by breath, meal by meal, step by step. Just pretend there's a CCTV on you all day, every moment. You're constantly being watched by yourself, okay? Not by anybody else, by yourself. You have to watch yourself. You have to become the observer of your own life. The 3-step process and the implementation protocol. Step 1. From this point forward, you will begin your daily tracking. And for at least the next 7 days, track everything. And this is not just a 7-day thing. I have to emphasize this. This is not a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years thing. This is until you die. Say it with me. Until I die, I will be in phase 1. Phase 1 is the be all end all of my life. I will be constantly an observer of my life. And the better I get at observing myself, the better my life gets. Okay? This is the truth. So begin daily tracking, and for at least the next 7 days, track everything. Track the positives, track the negatives, track the neutrals, and don't be shameful about any of it. Don't be prideful about any of it. Just be aware of it. That is all you have to do. Just be aware. And I've just said 7 days here because I think that's enough time to kind of get your feet wet and kind of start seeing okay, make this part of your life. Make this your routine thing. Make this just what you do. It's just a way to get going. Okay? Write it down, tell a friend, tell a brother, you know, tell anybody, put it in the community, whatever your way is. There's no perfect method here. What's key is consistency. You want to be consistently aware of these different categories that we talked about. You just want to be consistently aware. And the more aware about more things and more categories that you can be, the better. Okay? And the more you do this, the stronger your awareness muscle is going to get. And the stronger your awareness muscle gets, the easier this whole process gets. And the easier this whole process gets, the more you can do this. And it's just such an upward loop where it just, before you know it, your life will be completely transformed. All right? And share your findings in the group. You know, I'll have a self-audit in the Khalsa Mindset community. You can go to the self-audit tab and just share whatever it is that you observed about yourself. Just share it. It's okay. Just share whatever. Feel free, open freely, write freely, share freely. Everything is okay. There is no judgments. There's only observation. And if you're an observer, you're a winner. That's it. There's nothing to it. You're an observer, you're a winner. You don't even have to change your bad habits. You just have to observe them. As long as you observe them, you have already won. Okay? And yeah, share your patterns. Like, you know, I spent 3 hours on YouTube today. I watched porn all day today. Whatever, fill in the blanks. I ate too much ice cream today. I wanted to go for a run, but instead I just slept all day. Like, whatever it is, whatever you have tracked, whatever you have noticed, share it. Just share it and let's go through it. I'm sure there's going to be other people that have similar experiences. We can all laugh about it. We can all, talk about it. Like, it's okay. We are humans. We are not robots. We are not aliens. Maybe we're aliens. I don't know. I don't know. But we're human beings. And I love you as the human being you are. We all love you as the human being you are. Just share whatever it is that you're going through, whatever that is you're observing, and it's okay. You are loved regardless. It is unconditional. The love I have for you is unconditional. You do not have to be any particular way to be loved by God. Please get this. God loves you unconditionally, and that is why God lets you keep doing all the bad things, all the good things. He unconditionally gives you free reign to do whatever you want in your life. So if God can love you so unconditionally, why can you not love yourself so unconditionally? Please, just love yourself. You have to. All right? And the rule here is there is no shame. We just want radical honesty. No shame in the brotherhood. Just honor honesty over perfection. Nothing, no perfection in this world. Just honesty, just observation, and radical honesty equals respect. The more honest you are, that's a respect thing. That's respect, man. Honesty is respectful. Okay? Here are some common concerns and their solutions. So, we've covered a lot today, a lot of different categories, like we have 10 plus categories. So the potential challenges here, the potential dangers are that you might feel overwhelmed. There's so much to track. And for somebody like me, I've been doing this for over a decade. And over the years, I've really built this muscle where this is like second nature to me. Like, the first thing I do is observe. The first state of mind I'm in is awareness. It's observation. And this is why I say everybody will be coming into this, and everybody will be at different levels based on what your history's been, what you've been doing thus far, and all that. So, too many things to track, and it may feel impossible, and it might create stress in you instead of awareness and progress. And I don't want you to do that. It's okay. Just, if you don't track anything else, start by tracking your thoughts. If you can't track your thoughts, track your feelings. If you can't track your feelings, track, I ate McDonald's today. Just start with whatever you notice
and jot it down, write it down. Whatever little thing, whatever big thing, whatever it is, wherever you are, just begin. Just begin the process. Okay? Don't feel overwhelmed like you have to do everything. No, you don't. Just begin bit by bit by bit by bit, and as if you're writing a book about yourself. Like, he does this, Harjot does this, Harjot is like that, Harjot thinks like this. We're just writing a book. Don't be overwhelmed. Take it a day at a time. Take it a breath at a time. Relax. And this is like a muscle building thing. The more you do it, just like the gym, your muscle is gonna grow. Your awareness muscle will grow. Your consciousness will grow. You will become a greater god of your own life. You will become more powerful. And it just, you'll get stronger, you'll get powerful. It's just a process. But you can't just be on the first day going and challenging the bodybuilders in the gym and saying, I'm gonna carry as heavy as you do. Like, it just doesn't work. Everybody's at their own level. Wherever you are, start there and don't overwhelm yourself. The moment you feel overwhelmed, great. Isn't that something to be aware of? Like, hey, today I felt overwhelmed. Track that. Write that down. Okay? So start with what you can and just build gradually. Take your time. Like I said, this is a lifelong thing. And if you're trying to skip through the process and saying, hey, I'm just gonna have these 7 days, I'm gonna go all in, you might burn out. You don't want to do that. Within a month I'm gonna finish everything. No, this is not that. That's not the game you're trying to play. You are here to have a fulfilled, happy, successful, joyful existence. That's it. You're here to experience a wonderful life. And so you don't have to rush anything. Just enjoy the process and just be calm. Just have fun. Perfectionism pressure. You want to track everything. You want to be perfect from day one. And you want to feel, discouraged when you miss something. No. There's no such thing. There's no, I did it right, I did it wrong, I did too little, I did too much. Let all of that go. Whatever you collect is more collection than you previously did have. Whatever you do today, even if it's one little observation, that's one more observation than you had in your past. Does that make sense? You have to count your victories. Every small thing is a victory. Do not look at it and not make it a victory. This was one of the problems I had up to this point, where I would have success and, let's say I made 10K, but I would shame myself for it. Like, you're so stupid. You only made 10K. What are you going to do with 10K? And then my dad would say, you're so dumb. Like things like that. Or, like he wouldn't be satisfied. I expect more from you and things like that. Then, I've done great. 10K is good. Like, what the hell? But here I am thinking, I got to make the 100. I got to make the 200. Like, dude, relax. Victory. Whatever small thing you have achieved, to a person who's in bed, who, let's say, went through a car accident and now the doctor said, hey, you can't walk anymore. If that person can just even twitch his foot a little bit, that's a win. But if that person twitches his foot and says, oh my God, I can't walk, I'm so miserable, he has self-defeated himself. But if that person just makes that little twitch, and then he says, look at that, that's a win. I twitched, that's a win. That's how you have to treat this. You have to look at these things like that. Count every little observation you make as a victory, not as a shame thing or not enough thing. Those are old patterns and that's not you anymore, right? So you want progress over perfection. Do what you can, and the more you practice, the stronger this skill gets. Okay, it's just like the muscle in the gym. The more you do it, the more you can progressively overload, the more stronger you can get, the more you can lift. It's an upward loop. And then there is no judgment creeping. Please don't do that. Or at least when you do that, be observant of it. Be aware that, hey, I'm starting to judge myself. So You start criticizing yourself instead of simply observing your patterns with neutral awareness. Just be a neutral observer. Just pretend like you're a scientist, and I remember in Form 4 or something, we had the science class, where we, for the first time, dissecting a frog and checking out the organs and looking at the frog. You're just observing you're just an observer, a scientist that is studying its specimen. You are the scientist and you are the specimen, and you're observing yourself. You're not here a judge to deliver a verdict on the criminal and send him to jail for life and put him on death row or whatever. Like, we're not here to judge. You are not a judge. You are just a scientist, an observer who's just making observations. He's just having a constant variable and a variable. Like, you're just a scientist, and just do that. And how the phase progression is going to go, the approvals and the next steps. So unlockment of phase 2 will be by posting your first self-audit. I need to see at least one self-audit from you within the community for me to grant you access to phase 2. And from that audit, I will also do my best to engage with you. As the community grows, I am one man doing all of this, and I yet do not know how I will manage so much load. And on the back end, I'm building all the systems to make sure I can provide the most value to you. Obviously, at the same time, I realize that my time is the most valuable thing, because that is all I have. And in serving thousands and millions of people, I have a very limited scale and energy and time to service so many people individually. I cannot simply do that. It's just humanly not possible. And that's why I have to design systems and figure out processes to provide you with as much value and information as I can. So the requirement is to at least have one self-audit posted in the group for me to approve you to phase 2. But that being said, I will also be observing you and getting to know you as well as possible, and to see, like, are you really ready for the next phase? Like, where are you really within your phase 1? How observant are you? How aware? What's your level of self-awareness? How conscious of a being are you right here, right now? And does it really serve you if I push you into phase 2 now? And there will be times where I will have to say, hey, I don't think you're ready for phase 2 right now. If I did push you into phase 2, what kind of a coach would I be? I would be a terrible coach, because you are my champion. Like a fighter, like I do Muay Thai, I do training and stuff. And if I am not ready to go into the ring and fight an opponent that is much stronger than me, but my coach says, hey, go in and go fight. You're gonna get beat up, but that's okay, because I don't care about you really. Like, that's the vibe here. I cannot see myself being that kind of a coach. For me, you are my prized possession. I care about your safety. I care about you being the champion. I care about you coming out on top, and you feeling good about yourself, and you actually getting the results that you want. And so, for as much as I can, I will make my own discernment, and I will approve you of the next phase. But the minimum requirement is that you post at least one self-audit. And the more you can post, the more self-audits you can post, the better, because the more then the community can help you. The more we all can share the space and really push you forward. Okay? And that is honestly my intention here, where as one man I can only help so many people, but by creating more versions and higher versions of you guys, you can start taking my spot, where even if I disappear, or not even if, when I disappear, you guys are still there to take care of each other. All right? That makes me emotional, but that is my intention here. Damn, I just need a second here. I gotta I gotta catch myself, observe myself, and see why I had an uptick in my emotions, and I have to track myself. You see, I'm doing this myself, all right? I just got a little bit emotional, and the intensity was about a 4. I was able to capture myself. This just means so much. So why was this? This just means so much to me. It matters to me that you are a strong and powerful creator of your own life. Because I have seen so much pain. And I've been through so much suffering. And I do not want anybody else to go through that. I just don't. Alright? Okay. I gotta stop crying. Okay. Personal approval, my decision. So I will be approving you for the next phase based on what I think is in your best interest. Slow is the fastest progress. Alright? And my commitment to you is that I take 200% responsibility for your success. And I pray and I hope and I intend and I know that you take 1,000% responsibility for your own success. So your progress is my priority, not your speed. So if I don't progress you, or if I don't let you go to the next phase, please know that I love you. I truly do, and I do it for you. And it might be a hard pill to swallow, but I intend that you will swallow such a pill, and you will be proud of yourself. And you are proud of yourself. I intend that. All right. So quality over quantity always.